Angie Dickinson built a career defined by glamour, intelligence, and resilience. Rising from small-town beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading ladies, she earned admiration for her talent and independence. Yet, behind the polished public image was a woman unafraid to form strong opinions about those she encountered. Over decades in film and television, Dickinson worked alongside some of the most powerful men in entertainment. While many relationships were cordial, a few left lasting negative impressions. According to various interviews and accounts, 5 men stood out for behavior she found rude, dismissive, or deeply disappointing. Early life and the making of a strong personality. Born Angeline Brown in 1931 in Culm, North Dakota, Dickinson grew up in a disciplined German-American household that valued education and hard work. Her family later moved to Burbank, California, placing her near the heart of the entertainment industry. Though she initially pursued a business degree and worked as a secretary, her striking presence led her into beauty competitions and modeling. By the mid-1950s, she transitioned into acting. These formative years shaped her resilience. Navigating Hollywood required confidence and composure, qualities she developed early. That strength would later define how she handled powerful male figures who underestimated or disrespected her. Breakthrough stardom and rising confidence. Dickinson's breakout role came in 1959, when she starred in Rio Bravo alongside John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson. Her portrayal of Feathers showcased both sensuality and intelligence, proving she could hold her own among Hollywood heavyweights. Throughout the 1960s, she starred in major films including Ocean's 11 and The Killers. By the time she became television's Sergeant Pepper Anderson in Police Woman, she had firmly established herself as a leading force. With fame came greater awareness of how she expected to be treated, and less tolerance for arrogance. Frank Sinatra, charm with a cruel edge. One of the most complicated relationships in Dickinson's life involved Frank Sinatra. The two shared a close friendship and occasional romantic speculation, yet their bond was far from smooth. Dickinson admired Sinatra's immense talent and magnetism, but she reportedly found his temper troubling. Behind his effortless charm could lie sharp mood swings and biting remarks. She observed how quickly his warmth could turn cold, particularly if he felt slighted. Though she remained outwardly gracious, those close to her suggested that his verbal outbursts left lasting scars. For Dickinson, Sinatra's unpredictability diminished the admiration she once held. John Wayne, a patronizing presence. While Rio Bravo launched her into mainstream stardom, Dickinson's experience with John Wayne was reportedly bittersweet. Wayne, known for his commanding persona and traditional views, did not always treat her as an equal. Dickinson later suggested that he spoke to her in a condescending tone, as though she were inexperienced rather than a capable professional. Though he did not insult her directly, his demeanor made her feel dismissed. For a woman fighting to prove her legitimacy in a male-dominated industry, such behavior was disappointing. She appreciated the opportunity the film provided, but privately resented feeling belittled. Jack Webb, control behind the camera. Dickinson's most iconic television role came under the direction of Jack Webb, creator of Dragnet and Police Woman. While he gave her the groundbreaking role of Sergeant Suzanne Pepper Anderson, working with him proved challenging. Webb was reputedly rigid, methodical, and resistant to creative input. Dickinson, who valued collaboration, reportedly felt stifled by his controlling approach. Although they shared a brief romantic involvement, it did little to ease professional tensions. She believed Webb treated actors as functional components rather than creative partners. The emotional distance and inflexibility left her feeling unappreciated despite the show's massive success. Lee Marvin, humor that cut too deep. Dickinson also had unpleasant encounters with Lee Marvin, known for his tough guy screen persona. Though they moved within similar Hollywood circles, social interactions reportedly soured her opinion of him. At one gathering, Marvin allegedly mocked her acting abilities in front of others, disguising the insult as humor. Dickinson found the remark humiliating and unnecessarily cruel. While Marvin was celebrated for his charisma and intensity, she saw a man capable of using sarcasm as a weapon. For someone who valued professionalism and mutual respect, such public belittlement was unforgettable. Burt Reynolds, charm turned egotism. Initially, Dickinson enjoyed friendly interactions with Burt Reynolds. His playful confidence and star power made him a favorite among audiences. However, over time, she reportedly grew frustrated with what she perceived as egotistical behavior. Dickinson felt Reynolds sometimes prioritized his own image over collaborative performance. She allegedly found his flirtatious manner excessive and occasionally disrespectful. In an industry where women were often judged by appearance rather than skill, such treatment struck a nerve. Though Reynolds maintained a public image of easygoing charm, Dickinson privately concluded that his self-centered tendencies crossed professional boundaries. Strength in a male-dominated industry. Hollywood during Dickinson's prime was overwhelmingly male-driven. Powerful actors and producers dictated creative decisions, and women were frequently expected to remain agreeable. Dickinson refused to play that role. Her success in films and in the groundbreaking television series, Policewoman, demonstrated her ability to command authority on screen and off. When confronted with dismissive attitudes, she did not publicly wage war, but she remembered. Her strength lay not in loud retaliation, but in perseverance. By continuing to secure complex roles and command audience respect, she quietly defied anyone who attempted to undermine her capabilities. Legacy beyond the conflicts. Though these 5 men left negative impressions, they represent only a fraction of Dickinson's long career. She worked with numerous respected professionals and maintained lasting friendships across the industry. Her performances in projects like Dressed to Kill and later television appearances showcased her range and staying power. Personal tragedies, including the heartbreaking loss of her daughter, further deepened her resilience. Through triumph and disappointment alike, Dickinson remained poised. The criticisms she held were not rooted in bitterness, but in a desire for fairness and respect within an often unforgiving professional landscape. Conclusion. A woman who remembered Angie Dickinson emerged from Hollywood's golden era not only as a screen icon, but as a woman unwilling to accept disrespect. Her encounters with Frank Sinatra, John Wayne, Jack Webb, Lee Marvin, and Burt Reynolds reveal more about her strength than about their reputations. She navigated fame with elegance, but never forgot moments when she felt diminished. Ultimately, her lasting legacy is not defined by conflict, but by endurance. In surviving and thriving on her own terms, Dickinson proved that dignity and determination outshine even the brightest Hollywood ego.